Hello, live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 57 in Phoenix. I am Roy Kessel along with my co-host Caleb Bradham for Sports Philanthropy Network, and we're very excited to have with us two special guests from the Taste of the NFL. We have Maureen Bausch and we have Andrew Zimmern, and they're going to share some of the great work that's going on with Taste of the NFL and maybe even a few of the secret recipes, right, Andrew?
Oh, absolutely. I'm an open book. Feel free.
So, welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you with us. I know that Taste of the NFL has continued to grow in stature, really take on an added space in the Super Bowl week calendar. Um, and Maureen, I know you were telling me a little bit about some of the goals that the event has in terms of raising more money for charity and how you're going about with the structure of the event.
Yes, as you know, for years, 31 years, this is the 31st year of Taste of the NFL, and it's always been about great chefs bringing together chefs and their fabulous recipes and wonderful NFL players that care deeply about this cause. And it is a mission to end student hunger, and everybody works so hard to prepare the best food and showcase it for our guests. You can taste so many things, and it's really a fun event. It's a very fun event. You can get autographs from lots of players, photos. Um, it's a wonderful afternoon, and it grows every single year, and it's one of the most popular events. It's probably the largest philanthropic event, certainly the largest sanctioned event. Um, with for a nonprofit. So we're very, very proud of that, and we'll raise well over $1 million for hunger relief and for schools to help children who are in need.
So, Maureen, I think that's so important. And I'm just going to use my city, my community, right? So, a
Mhm.
lot of the people who follow me know I live in Milwaukee. I just pulled up the data because I want to be super current on this. Census data puts Milwaukee's poverty rate at 29%. That's nearly double that of
Oh,
the national rate. Additionally, more than 40% in
mhm,
Milwaukee fall below the poverty line.
mhm.
I don't think Milwaukee's all that different than other urban
No.
communities. We have a lot of food deserts. I know a lot of kids in my
Mhm,
community eat dinner at Walgreens, right?
mhm.
We don't
Yep.
have grocery stores. So the impact of what you're doing, the impact of having chefs like Chef Zimmern come out,
Mhm.
this is huge. I want to talk about, and Andrew, I'm going to ask you to pitch in here with me your spice, the Madras spice, which I just told you is our favorite spice at our house. I went to my local Walmart and that spice was like $2 for a big jug. So I can see your commitment to making sure that what you're putting out and what you're promoting is affordable for people who have a subsidized food assistance program, right? Can you talk to us about your commitment to that at a personal level, Chef?
Sure. You're the first person in 5 years who's actually caught on to that. Uh, I obviously, and I say this with a great amount of pride. I'm at the big kids table in the food world, so I could have sold it at Williams Sonoma or fancysupermarket.com or whatever that is. But I purposely sought out the Badia Spice Company because I thought they had the best spices at the lowest prices. And I wanted to make sure that it was accessible to all people. And I think that's really important. Paul Wellstone, who was my political mentor, told me decades ago, uh, he's no longer with us. He said, "We all win when we all win." And I think that's a really, really valuable attitude. And that's sort of what I keep top of mind. Um, as someone who's 31 years sober, formerly homeless, recovering heroin addict, recovering alcoholic, recovering schmuck. I mean, I was a user of people and a taker of things. I
Mhm.
now have a platform that I can attempt to make up for all the using that I did in the world in every
Yeah.
sense possible. And so I've made this my mission. And obviously, being a food guy, things like hunger and waste, uh, I'm the United Nations World Food Program's global ambassador for waste. I'm the International Rescue Committee's global ambassador for nutrition. I'm on the President's Council for Hunger, Nutrition, and Health. And I try to chip in with all of my board work everywhere that I can. I sit on 5 different boards, all of which are food and lifestyle related. And that actually takes up the majority of my time. The event that we have been putting on, Taste of the NFL, is the single most fun event the entire Super Bowl weekend. Hang out with 3,000 of your best friends, meet players, legends, incredible chefs, local and national, who come in for this. Eat, drink, party, have a good time, and all raising money for Gen Youth so they can continue the fight to put real food in schools, nutritious, healthy food in schools. You talked about, dinner at Walgreens. The food complexity issues in America, it's not just about getting fed, it's about getting fed nutritious, good food so that whether you're a senior living in a publicly subsidized center or a student who's getting all of their meals at their school because there aren't available at their house, has to be nutritious and healthy, right? Can't have sugar crashes. Kids don't, learn when they're passing out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because lunch, was a big bowl of sugar. So it's very, very important that we raise money and awareness about this incredible need. It is, I believe, a genocidal issue, statistically and by definition. We have the skill set to solve the hunger problem in America, especially for young people, because we have schools as distribution points. So to not do it is absolutely an outrage. And so I'm so thrilled to be able to work with Gen Youth on this issue.
Yeah, and guys, this is the case where when the NFL does good, I'm going to shout them out, and when the NFL doesn't do good, I'm going to run my big fat mouth, right? So, a lot of people know I took the NFL to task on their DEI initiatives, the whole "We Run as One" campaign. I felt like that was a flop because I just wasn't seeing DEI in the NFL. When it comes to a commitment to mentorship and food security, 5 stars. This is where we need to shout out the NFL and say, this is an organization, a 17 billion, big boy billion, as NFLPA director Don Davis would say, business who is using their business platform for hungry children and mentorship. So this NFL, 5 stars. I'm honored that you guys are here representing the Taste of the NFL. Maureen,
Yes.
you do a lot of behind the scenes work all year long to prepare for this.
Yes. Yes.
When did you start working on this year's event?
Oh, the day after last year's event. Probably during last year's event.
I was about to correct you and say during last year's event, getting sponsors for this year's event.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's not, and it's not just me. It's a team, and Gen Youth, the organization that produces this, works year round in 73,000 schools. So they are doing the heavy lifting year round, and this is a major fundraiser for the end student hunger. So, but what has happened, really the last 3 or 4 months, is the chefs have perfected their recipes. The production crews have ordered all the food. I mean, it's a lot to feed a number of people, and they are doing it. And I particularly admire the chefs who own restaurants in Phoenix, like Mark Tarbell and Bo McMillan and Christopher Gross, because they did this all while probably having record weeks in their own restaurants. And so they're very committed to the issue.
Maureen, talk a little bit about how you go through the process of selecting the venue, because I know each year, Taste of the NFL, the venue is an enormous component, and something that you strive for doing in a unique environment.
And I think, and I've been around the Taste of the Event for many years, and this, I think, by far is the best venue for this event. So I'm so thrilled with the Chateau Lux. They have been unbelievable partners. We loved the Peterson last year. The cars were amazing. Our guests loved the cars, but it was multi-level. So this year, when you walk in, you'll get a map and directory so you don't miss any of the great food or drink. You'll be able to see everything listed. Andrew is our MC and host with Carla Hall. So there's a main stage the entire time where we'll do an auction for Super Bowl tickets, and you'll be able to ride to the game in a GMC Denali. I mean, it's a very fun, and we have lunchbox balls, and we have the silent auction and Fund a Need, and lots of fun things this year.
Guys, for me, my final question would be, How can everyday people, like people in my community in Milwaukee who say, you know what, we need this, I want to support this. I don't have a lot to give, but I want to make a difference. How can everyday people, what can everyday people do to impact
You
this?
I,
you
I
can just go on. Yeah, go ahead, Andrew. You talk.
well, I mean, it's interesting that you say that. Um, if you can go to tasteofthenfl.com or genyouth.org and make a donation of $1, $5, $10, every penny counts. There are a lot of people who are listening right now that do not have $1, $5, or $10, and that's the situation. You talked about the poverty numbers before, and you said that your community is probably no different than other communities. I think more important than money is awareness. People, this is a hidden hunger is a hidden problem because the stigma that exists, people aren't jumping up and down waving their hands saying, hey, I'm a food insecure person, right? It comes with a lot of shame. And so what I tell people all the time is go to tasteofthenfl.com or genyouth.org, click and copy and paste the URL into an email or into something on your phone and email everyone on your list, your 20 closest friends, and say, I heard this conversation today. I learned about this organization. You tell everyone in your network about it. The more of that we do, the more we understand about the hunger problem in America, the better off we're all going to be. And then those that can give, and those that can spread awareness, because we can all talk about this, right? I mean, conversation is what's going to eliminate hunger in America.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's, that's such a great goal to eliminate that. We see that. We did a financial literacy program at a school on Monday, and just seeing the kids' eyes light up when we were able to get some pizzas brought in from one of our from Little Caesars in terms of that event. And we talk about the food insecurity. Kayla's got the data from that school. I'll let her add that in, but it's just so sad when we think about how much money is out there. You think about how much money is spent just this week, just on this event, if you want to throw in the Phoenix Open too. But and how many kids need to be fed around the country.
Great point, Roy, because I am going to throw in the statistics because without the statistics, there's no meaning, right? So, shout out to Tolleson Union High School right here in the greater Phoenix area, a Title I high school where 98% of the students qualify for free or reduced breakfast and lunch. 98%, folks. If we don't see that as a problem, we need to start opening up our eyes. And I do want to shout out Little Caesars Pizza for pulling through. 500 seniors received lunch that day. That's a big deal.
Oh.
That's a big deal. And they should go put some of Andrew Zimmern's Madra sauce on it because it's that good, and that's a big deal too. If you can, this is silly, but we don't talk about a lot of inexpensive food, and I'm talking as a single mom of 8. Inexpensive food is bland. People keep dumping salt on it.
Yeah.
You're a chef, you're on all of these board things. We know salt is not good. When we can find an affordable spice to make it better, it stretches the budget.
I'll give a shameless plug. Go to andrewzimmern.com, and right across the top of the screen you'll see spices. Click on it and order some for yourself. It does do a lot of good, and it helps
It really
to
does.
support a lot of charity work that we do. So
I'm grateful for
spices
that.
for a cause.
Amen. Amen. Good spices for good causes. Let's add good in there. Okay.
Yes,
Everybody needs a
yes.
great adjective. Hey guys, I want to say thank you. I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing you at the Taste of the NFL. More importantly, from my heart, I want to say thank you. Andrew, I do want to just put this out there on the air. I said this to you before we started recording, and you mentioned it. Congratulations on another year of sobriety.
Thank you.
Congratulations on another year of being vulnerable and sharing your story, inspiring others, creating hope and possibility with your truth. Thank you for that. Folks, my name is Kayla Bradham. I'm here with Roy Kessel from Sports Philanthropy Network. Joining us, Maureen Bausch and Chef Andrew Zimmern, Taste of the NFL. Thank you guys so much for creating hope and possibility through sports.
Thank you.
Thanks.